Give her a warm welcome.
Live from Oil City Stadium in Whiting, Indiana, Northwest Indiana Oilmen baseball is on the air. It's the Northwest Indiana Oilmen up against the Indiana Panthers. I'm Brandon Vickery, glad to be joined by Jackson Baker. It's the Oilmen and the Panthers getting set to get going. And tonight, Jackson, the Oilmen will look to stay hot. They have played quite well after starting 0-3. They've rallied and wrapped off 4 straight wins.
Yeah, and really a big part of that has been the pitching. Brandon Locks was able to almost get through 5 scoreless innings, got taken out a little late because of 1 run, but it's really been the pitching showing out there, going and showing command, getting strikes, and just getting a lot of strikeouts.
It's a Panther team that did beat the Miracle last night. The Oilmen, their first matchup, lopsided against these Panthers. Whenever teams come into Oil City Stadium, they're going to be fired up and ready to go.
Yeah, definitely, and I mean, that's a big part of this field is just getting in here, trying to win games against a strong Oilman team who has proved again last night in a 5-2 win over the Corn Dogs that they're one of the best in the league.
Our pregame show continues next. We'll step aside and we'll have more after this on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Safety doesn't come in a box. It's not a banner that goes on a wall. It's not something you do now and then, or when it's convenient. It's using state-of-the-art simulators to better prepare for any situation. It's giving offshore teams onshore support, and it's empowering anyone to stop a job if something doesn't seem right. At BP, safety is never being satisfied, and always working to be better.
There's a shortage of roofers across the country. Here at Roofers Local 26, our signatory contractors are in need of a well-trained workforce, and it's our job to provide that workforce. We are looking for people that are self-motivated, people that are reliable, people that are willing to give a hard day's work. In return, they get a good paycheck with good benefits. This is not a job, this is a career. If you're willing to put the time and dedication in, we're willing to provide you the tools and training necessary for you to succeed in the roofing industry. We've been doing this for almost 100 years. We know how to get the job done.
Back here at Oil City Stadium, the lineup cards have been exchanged. The ground rules have been discussed. The ceremonial first pitch has been tossed out. That can only mean one thing. It's time for me to give you the starting lineups for today's game, starting with the visitors from Indiana. Leading off and playing right field for the Panthers is Daniel Gay. Batting second and starting at shortstop, John Michael Shumacy. Batting third is third baseman Elijah Rainey. Rainey hitting third and playing third for the Indiana Panthers. Batting cleanup is first baseman Horatio Cabrales. Batting fifth and getting the start in center field, Josh Williams. Williams hitting fifth. Batting sixth and starting behind the plate, Johnny Crowell. Crowell starting behind the plate and hitting sixth. Batting seventh is designated hitter Brendan Myers. Myers hitting seventh. Batting eighth is left fielder Bubba Davenport. And rounding out the 1 through 9 for the Panthers is second baseman Mason Dunlap. All that in back of Indiana right-hander Jaden Jones. Now here's the Oilmen starting lineup that Jones will be opposing. Leading off and playing shortstop, Ryan Little. Batting second is left fielder Kevin Denty. Hitting third is third baseman Logan Anderson. Hitting cleanup for the Oilmen and playing right field, Ethan Rossi. Batting fifth is center fielder Nick Doherty. Batting sixth is first baseman Emmanuel Scott. Hitting seventh at second base, Damon Brenna. Batting eighth, designated hitter Breck Baranowski. And rounding out the 1 through 9 for the Oilmen and starting behind the plate, Chris Sachowski. All that in back of Northwest Indiana right-hander Silas Noe. It's time for the anthem. Let's listen in live and join the playing of our national anthem. There you have the playing of tonight's national anthem. Well, it's Noe against Jones. It's the Oilmen against the Panthers. And it's next on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Now do what you do, get loud, go ahead, get loose, get down to business, tell everyone, nothing's off limits, you can have anything you want.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an iron worker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
Safety.
Back at Oil City Stadium as we are set for baseball. It's the Oilmen and the Panthers here tonight. Daniel Gay will lead things off for the Indiana Panthers. Silas Noe has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are set to go here at beautiful Oil City Stadium. It's warmer than it's been the last few nights. The game time temperature tonight is 71 degrees. Noe's first pitch comes at 7:09. It's swung on and missed, and the count is no balls and one strike on Daniel Gay leading it off for the Panthers. As the umpire is working today's game, it is Art Garcia calling all the balls and strikes, and Ron Schell making the decisions on the base paths. Art Garcia, one of the most veteran umpires in this league. He's been a part of the league since its founding. 1 ball and 1 strike on Daniel Gay. Here comes the pitch from Noe. It's taken for a strike, and the count is 1-2. The Oilmen are on the field in back of Noe, and they are on the field in their gold uniforms with black numbers on their backs. They've got the black Oilman lettering across the front of the chest, smaller black numbers on the uniform fronts. Here's the set and the 1-2 pitch to Gay, taken high for a ball, and the count evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The black cap, and as always, the gold Oilman logo on the front of the cap. The Panthers wearing the dark blue uniforms with the bright orange Indiana lettering across the front of the chest. Here's the 2-2, swinging a tapper back to the mound. Noe collects this. He takes a step toward first, and he heaves to first in time. Gay is out number 1 after a 1-3 putout to get things going here on this Friday night. To finish the Panther uniform descriptions, they've got the blue hats and the Panther P on the front of those hats with the orange bills. Gray pants for the visitors from Highland, Indiana here today. One away, John Michael Skumasi will bat next, hitting .074 in the early stages of the season. Here comes the set from Noe, and it's taken high for ball 1. What are some keys tonight, Jackson, for Noe's success against this Panther lineup?
I think just painting that strike zone, finding exactly where you want to put that pitch and making sure you get it right in there. That's exactly what Locks did last night, and it's what Noe has to do tonight.
Here's another tapper back to the mound. Noe fields it. He throws to first in time. Noe's done a nice job fielding his own position here. Back-to-back 1-3 putouts. Pretty unusual way to start this game, but 2 little tappers back to the mound, and Noe fields his own position nicely.
Yeah, and I mean that's crucial for them tonight is just having good play out there. We saw a lot of it last night where it was just lined straight past them, and Noe's done a great job with those slow rollers right to him.
Of course, in big league spring training, at least, it's known as PFP, pitcher's fielding practice. Not sure how much time is dedicated to PFPs at the college level. This is taken outside for a ball, but getting a little PFP here in the early going is Noe with back-to-back 1-3 putouts to start the ball game. Here comes the 1-0. This is taken outside for a ball, and the count 2 balls and no strikes on Rainey. Good to have you along on a pleasant night here in Whiting. This is swung on and fouled up near our booth, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. It's been a little chilly of late here in northwest Indiana, at least unseasonably cold for early to mid-June now, but things have warmed up slightly, and we'll see if perhaps the temperatures can stay fairly warm as we move through the game tonight. I mean, walking out of the ballpark each of the last 2 nights, it has been chilly. Here comes the 2-1, swing and a miss, and the count 2-2. And I mentioned last night on the way out of the ballpark that over the years here, I'm not used to leaving the stadium all bundled up with a jacket on.
Yeah, it's different out here with the lakefront breeze. You get a little colder, and yeah, that winter jacket has become a crucial need here.
2-2 on Rainey. Silas Noe, 6'4", 160, the right-hander from Morton Community College, a native of Wilmette, a 2020 product of New Trier, is going after Rainey here with 2 outs and the bases clear. 2-2, 2 down. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's taken high for a ball, and we go full at 3-2. Noe pitched for the Oilmen a year ago. He compiled a 4.02 ERA, a 1-2 record in 12 games, 6 starts. He logged 35 innings, striking out 27 and walking 25. Here's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Here he strikes out his first of the day and works a 1-2-3 first as Rainey goes down on strikes. After a half, it's the Panthers nothing, and the Oilmen coming to bat on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
The JED TV Sports Network is now the exclusive home to 8 schools. Subscribe today for a full year of sports coverage by using code JEDTV50 at checkout. Visit JEDTV.com for more information.
It's common for back patients to have a lot of questions, but at Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we ask a lot of questions too. We want to know about their jobs, their hobbies, their lifestyle. Because spinal conditions are oftentimes complex and multifaceted, the best solutions take into account work and lifestyle. The spine is at the basis of everything that we do and who we are. For us, surgery is not the first priority. Finding the least invasive option to give you your life back is.
These days, it's recommended that you keep your social circle small. Of course, as the original light beer, we've always recommended that. It's Miller time.
Hold up, now do what you do. Get loud, go ahead, get loose. Get down to business.
Back here at Oil City Stadium as we get set to commence the bottom of inning number 1. A 1-2-3 first here on Strachan Van Til night at the ballpark. A sharp first inning for Silas Noe. Always a good start to the game when your starting pitcher can work a quick top of the first.
Yeah, and that's the way to start off this ball game. They did it last night, put a 0 on the scoreboard early, and that's exactly what you want to see here tonight from Noe. Just try and stay in this ball game, make it a pitcher's duel.
It'll be Little to lead things off for the Oilmen as the first pitch of the day by the right-hander Jaden Jones is set to be unleashed. Here it comes. He swings and grounds this one to the right side, picked up by the second baseman Dunlap, and he throws to first in time as putout goes 4-3, and that is the first out of the first inning. Nothing like an efficient first out of the day, one pitch and one away here in the first. It'll be Kevin Denty standing in next with one out and the bases clear. Here's the pitch taken for a strike called by Denty, who's hitting .364, and the count is 0-1 on Denty. He homered against these Panthers in Highland last week in his first game in an Oilman uniform.
Yeah, and he's just been really good at the plate. He's really seeing that ball from these Panthers.
Here comes the 0-1, swinging a crack to right. This is pretty well hit. It's trouble. It's over the head of Gay, and it's off the wall. Denty is cruising towards second base. He's going to have to hustle towards second. Pretty good throw that comes in, but he slides in safely with a two-base hit. Kevin Denty keeps the offense coming as he doubles with a one-hopper off the wall and right, and he's immediately in scoring position here in the opening frame.
And that's what he's done so well this year. He already had 2 of those, so make it 3. He is just really good at making contact and getting it over the heads of those outfielders.
Logan Anderson will stand in next. Anderson, how about the ball he crushed last night, Jackson? It was down the left field line and a missile high off the protective netting, and it was a big home run in a close game with the Corn Dogs that turned a 1-run lead into 2, and then the Oilmen tacked on from there and eventually won the game by a 5-2 score as this is taken high for ball 1.
Yeah, and I mean, that may be one of the farthest home runs I've seen so far this season, and he just crushed that one, squared it up perfectly, and it was just gone. It may have been over the wall over there if it wasn't just over that foul pole.
Here's a ball fisted foul right side. Adam Enright saying that that's the benefit of and an advantage of having a guy who's been in the league. He's very seasoned. He's an experienced college player. He's played several years with the Southland Vikings in this league, coming over to the Oilmen now after being a standout. He knows what this league is all about, and he's a veteran-type guy that has made an immediate impact since joining the Oilmen here with already 2 home runs for Logan Anderson in a short period of time. One of those came against these Panthers as well, and the 1-1 is strike 2 call.
Yeah, and he just has really good power. I mean, he's hitting .333 on the year, and so he's able to get contact. But most of the time when he gets up there, if he sees that pitch really well, he's going to power it out of this ballpark.
1 ball and 2 strikes. The count here on Anderson. Here's the pitch on the way, taken low and in for a ball, and the count evens out at 2-2 on Logan. 2 balls and 2 strikes, scoreless game here in the bottom of inning number 1. Oilmen trying to stay hot. They have put together a 4-game winning streak to get above 500 at 4-3. Here's a swing and a miss by Anderson. That's a big strikeout for Jones. It's the second out of this first inning. Jones pitched against Southland on June the 3rd, logged 4 innings, 1 hit. He did not allow a run, and he struck out 4 in that outing. And so he pitched pretty well in his lone game to date, and he's the guy that Trey Gilmore goes with against these Oilmen here tonight at beautiful Oil City Stadium, and he gets a big strikeout there after the Denty double. Here's the pitch to Rossi. It's on the outer edge for a strike, and the count 0-1.
And Rossi has been really good this year. He has 4 hits, one of them a double. He also has 3 RBIs. He's just been really good for this team and scoring runs for them.
2 balls and a strike the count. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Taken low for a ball I mean, what a lineup. Last night especially, and even tonight. But last night, the Oilmen, when they had Wright and Baker in there, as well as some of the guys that are in there tonight, you just look up and down the lineup, and there are not a lot of easy outs in that Oilmen lineup. Really quite the team that they have put together here, especially offensively. Here comes the 1-1, swinging a bouncing ball towards short. Skumeshi fields it. His throw across the diamond is going to be in time, and the inning ends. No runs, a hit, and one left for the Oilmen in the first. An inning is come and gone with no score on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the USA. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasted, bread. Cheese, 10 more, go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost premium meat.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
It is Strachan Van Til night at Oil City Stadium, and ordering groceries has never been easier. New online shopping at Strachan Van Til saves you time and money. In-store sale prices, pickup or delivery options, online coupons, reward points, and more. Sign up at shop.strack. There's a swing and a miss. Let's try this again. Sign up at shop.strachanvantil.com today. It's Strachan Van Til, a proud partner of the Northwest Indiana Oilmen. Shopping has never been easier. Here's an 0-1 count on the batter Cabrales. Do you do a lot of online shopping, Jackson?
Amazon's kind of gotten me into it, and so every now and then, I go on, try and look for maybe some signed baseballs every now and then.
0-1. Well, now your groceries, you can get them from Strachan Van Til online as well. So if you need anything, we can place an order here as the ball game moves along. But much of their staff is out here at the game tonight, so I'm not sure how if they'll be able to fill it during the ball game. No balls and 1 strike, but good to have them here. It's Strachan Van Til night. A great first pitch was thrown out earlier. Here's the 0-1, swinging a foul. And look out, shaken up here is Chasky. Just slightly, appears to be okay. Just had his mask taken off, and it'll take a minute to collect himself, and the count will be no balls and 2 strikes on Cabrales. We've talked about it. It's never an easy position to play catcher. It's one where you have to battle a lot of bumps and bruises.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely hard out there. I mean, you're just trying to stay put there. We saw Emmanuel Scott do a great job of it, blocking and getting some of those balls to make plays, and it's a really hard position, like you were saying.
No balls and 2 strikes, the count on Cabrales. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Noe has really been good so far. 2 balls that were grounded right back to him, and then back-to-back strikeouts, 1 to end the first inning and this one to start the second.
Yeah, Noe has been really good today. He has 13 strikeouts on the year so far, so he has that in him. And, yeah, we've already seen it twice today, so hopefully he can keep that going and strike out a few more.
1 out and the base is clear. Here's the pitch to Williams. It's swung on and gets back to Noe. How about this? The third 1-3 put out of the game already, and it's the second out of the second inning.
Yeah, he's just done a great job. I mean, he's found the position to put that pitch just perfectly so that these batters just tap it straight to him. And even if it would have gotten past him, it would have gone straight to the shortstop and still would have been a nice, easy play. So Noe's just done a great job out there on the mound so far.
Crowell with 2 outs and the bases clear. Here comes the first pitch to him. It's taken outside for a ball, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count on Crowell. Here's the pitch from Noe. It's a swing and a miss, and the count is 1-1. 2 outs and the bases clear. Trying to work a 1-2-3. It once again is Noe. 5 up, 5 down so far for the Oilman right-hander. He took something off there, and it's a strike call, and the count is 1-2. 2 outs, bases empty. Noe in his second season with the Oilmen. I'll tell you about some of his outings so far this year a bit later on. This is high for a ball, and the count 2-2. But a year ago, 1-2 record, 4.02 ERA. We told you about that earlier. Really solid season. Here's the set and his 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul left side, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes on Crowell. But on the 26th of May against the Corn Dogs, he logged 5 innings, 5 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 7 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So it was a tough start to the year. But then against the Miracle, 5 shutout innings on Saturday of 3 hit ball, walking just 1, striking out 7, and earning the win. 2-2 just misses high, and we go full at 3-2. Full count with the bases empty. Noe trying to record a 6th straight out. Here's the payoff pitch. This one's taken high for ball 4. It's the first Panther base runner of the day, and it comes via the base on balls.
Yeah, and Noe, he usually isn't susceptible to walking many of these batters. He's usually looking to strike them out, but that one just got away from him a little bit and threw it up a little bit higher than he wanted to.
The DH Myers, a left-handed hitter, will stand in next. Runner on with 2 outs. It's this high for a ball. You never like walking someone, but if you're going to do it, 2 outs and nobody on base is not the worst time for a walk.
Yeah, exactly. And even if it was 1 out, they could double play, but now you're in a way better situation, and you can get an out here pretty easily.
This is high for a ball, though. 2 balls and no strikes on Myers after Crowell worked a walk a moment ago. Oilmen with a double by Denty in the first. That's the only hit by either team. We're in the top of inning number 2. The 2-0 is high for a ball. He has thrown 3 straight outside the zone after the walk a moment ago. So now after he had through 5 batters the 2 strikeouts and the 3 putouts himself, he has walked 1. He's fallen behind Myers. 3 balls and no strikes. So he'll try to put one over, and he can't. It's ball 4, back-to-back walks. So you weren't concerned about the first, but now 2 straight have reached, including a 4-pitch walk there. So let's see if Noe can find the zone again with 2 on and Davenport coming up.
Yeah, and Noe's just got to gain some composure back up there at the mound. He was dealing in the first inning, and now he's just lost a little bit up there.
Here's the first pitch taken for a strike call, and the count 0-1 on Bubba Davenport. The first weekend home game of the year, a Friday night, always a big night at the ballpark. People, if you're in the area, you can still come on out. We can make room for you. Here's the 0-1, taken for a strike, and the count 0-2. And Saturday nights are a popular night as well. Note tomorrow a 7:10 start, and the Southland Vikings will be here. All the information on NWIOilmen.com, including the ability to purchase tickets to come see a game at this beautiful gem of a ballpark. This is swung on and lifted foul by Davenport, and it remains no balls and 2 strikes.
And Noe's done a good job here just gaining back his composure, finding his way, and getting pitches in that strike zone, and now even got him to foul off, Davenport to foul off.
Yeah, it's good to be ahead 0-2 after he had walked the previous batter on 4 pitches and issued back-to-back walks. This is low for a ball. You're right, it was enormous to get ahead of Davenport here. 1-2 with 2 outs. Let's see if Noe can get out of the inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Check swing, and did he go? Apparently not. No appeal. It's ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and that looked way too close right there. I'm surprised. I could not make that call, Brandon.
2-2 with 2 outs. Here's the set from Noe. And the 2-2 pitch. This is downstairs for a ball, and we go full at 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Oilmen were lucky enough to earn a win last night over the Corn Dogs. Here comes the payoff pitch on the way. Runners, of course, will take their head start. This is swung on and lifted in the air on the infield. Scott, the first baseman, is underneath it. He gloves it, and the inning ends. No runs, no hits, and 2 left for the Panthers in that inning. After an inning and a half, no score between the Oilmen and Panthers on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Rise and shine.
All right. WJOB's Jim Deedlow starts your weekdays at 6 a.m. Jed in the region. And be sure to follow us on Facebook. WJOB, AM 1230 and 104.7 FM.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an iron worker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
Back here at Oil City Stadium as we continue along, the Oilmen and the Indiana Panthers. And there's actually a change from the starting lineup that we gave you. We gave you Doherty earlier, and it's actually Chris Baker. The Oilmen had to make a last-minute change, and Baker is in the starting lineup instead of Doherty in center field hitting 5th, and he will lead off this 3rd inning. So again, Baker in center field tonight hitting 5th, and his first plate appearance of the night comes right here to begin the 5th to begin the 2nd against the pitcher who delivers low and in. That is Jaden Jones, and the count 1 ball and no strikes on Chris Baker. And it's certainly a nice addition and welcome addition to have him in that lineup as the veteran left-handed hitting Baker awaits the 1-0 pitch, and here it is. It's taken off the plate away for a ball, and the count 2-0.
Baker has done really well today throughout the entire season. He has 4 hits and 16 at-bats, batting .250, so he's been a crucial part to this Oilman team.
Baker lifts this one foul left side, up into the protective netting, and the count 2 balls and a strike on Chris. Baker, again, we've talked about it all season. He's been a part of the organization going back to 2016, off and on. Here comes the 2-1. Swinging a foul again, left side, and it evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No score, Oilmen and Panthers here in inning number 2. The Oilmen victorious last night over the Lake County Corn Dogs by a 5-2 score. 2-2 the count on Baker. I want to talk more about that game here when we have a moment. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's outside for a ball. We go full at 3-2. Baker always selective and never chases very many pitches outside the zone, making opposing pitchers work. He does that to Jones here as it goes full, and we await the payoff pitch to Chris. He takes outside for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk to begin the 2nd.
Yeah, and Baker does a great job at that. He's walked 7 times so far this season, and he's just great at getting into those counts full and not swinging at anything outside of the zone like you were saying.
As he reaches via the base on balls, he's greeted by first base coach Brian Jennings and, of course, manager Adam Enright in the box at 3rd for the Oilmen. Emmanuel Scott will bat here, but Best of luck to the alma mater of Brian Jennings, the Indiana State Sycamores, who are representing the Hoosier State in Super Regionals this weekend. This is low for a ball. They will be at TCU starting today, so we can get a check on how that's going. A best of 3 Super Regional for Indiana State, the alma mater of Oilmen assistant Brian Jennings. Here comes the 1-0. This is taken for a strike, and the count 1-1. Baker aboard with the leadoff walk, the leadoff free pass to a man with good speed in Chris Baker. Jones comes set. He delivers the 1-1. Swinging a ground ball, left side, base hit, left field. This is through the left side. It had eyes, the hole between third and short. A single for Scott as the second Oilman hit, and the Oilmen are threatening as Brenna will step in with runners at first and second and nobody out in this inning.
Yeah, and Emmanuel Scott is he's just a great player out there. He has 3 hits on the season, and he also has 3 RBIs to go with that. So he's really good at just making contact, getting it into play, and making sure that he can get men into scoring position.
Damon Brenna was banged up the other night, remember. This is a ball away. He had to be pinch ran for the night before last as he had kind of rolled an ankle, and so he was just day to day, and he makes his return to the Oilman lineup here tonight. Nothing too major for him. It also seemed like a positive prognosis for Connor Spear. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball left side. It's a slow bouncer, and Rainey cannot cleanly field it as on a slow bounce to third, and it'll be an E5, allowing Brenna to reach safely. It's a slow bouncer. Maybe a chance Brenna could have beat it out, but it probably, if Rainey fields it cleanly, probably has time to get him at first. Base is full of Oilmen now either way, with Baranowski standing in next. Here comes the pitch low and outside for a ball, and the count 1-0. One ball, no strikes on Baranowski. The Oilmen threatening to produce their first run of the day.
Yeah, and with Baker on third, he has really good speed. He's going to get there.
Swung on and lifted in the air, foul out of play. Jackson, the count 1-1 on Baranowski.
Yeah, and he's really good at making contact throughout this entire season. He's been able to make contact. It's just not resulted in what he wants to. He's struck out a lot, and whenever he does get it into play, it usually results in a man scoring. He has 2 RBIs so far this season on 4 hits.
1 ball, 1 strike on Baranowski. Oilmen runners take their leads from all 3 stations. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss, and the count 1-2. Big spot here. Jones would love a strikeout. The Panther infield is back looking for something they can turn. They would concede a run in exchange for 2 outs on a ground ball up the middle. 1-2. Here's the set from Jones and the 2-strike pitch. Swinging a tapper foul behind the plate. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and if you're the Panthers, like you were saying, you're just hoping to turn that double play. And if Baranowski can get this thing into that outfield, it looks like it's going to cause a lot more damage than what these Panthers want.
Oilmen runners take their leads from first, second, and third. Scoreless game here in the second. Here's the pitch to Baranowski. It's low for a ball from Jones, and the count evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jones had jumped ahead in the count, but now he's trying to put away Baranowski, and Baranowski trying to find a way to put the Oilmen on the board. 2-2, scoreless game, last of the second. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. This is swung on and fisted foul. The pitch was high and tight, but with 2 strikes, he was protecting there, and he stays alive to keep the plate appearance going.
Yeah, and Baranowski has been really good at fighting off pitches so far, and if he can keep this going, there's a chance he may be able to just see something from Jones out there and get something in that outfield.
2-2 with nobody out in the inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This is taken inside for a ball, and we go full at 3-2. Nowhere to put Baranowski. The payoff pitch coming up. Oilmen runners take their leads from all 3 bases. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball down the first base line. This is going to be foul. Or third base line just foul. And it'll remain full at 3-2.
Yeah, and Baranowski has really fought through this. Now stepping up for his 9th pitch right now. And he's just been able to fight off a lot, 4 of those foul. And he's just finding ways to see Jones up there.
Bases full of Oilmen. Nobody out. A golden chance in this second inning. Baranowski hitting .250. He's driven in 2 for the season, and he'd love to drive in maybe a few more right here on this payoff pitch. Here's the 3-2. This is taken for strike 3 called. Out on strikes is Baranowski for the first out of the second inning. It's a big out. Big call on that 3-2 pitch. It catches the inner portion.
Yeah, it looked like Baranowski thought it was a ball. He kind of stepped back and was waiting for the call there. And, yeah, it was just right on the left edge of that plate.
Yeah, I think it was good enough where you probably want to be protecting there and not making the umpire make that call. Here's a pitch for a strike. But, boy, that previous one was so close down that third base line. Easily could have been an extra base hit. It narrowly was foul. And a game of inches strikes again. No balls and a strike. The count on Sachowski. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a little tap on the infield. This is fielded by Jones. Underhand flip to first baseman Cabrales is in time. Play goes 1-3 for the second out of the inning. Coming in to score is Baker, and the Oilmen have scored the game's first run. It's 1-0 in favor of Northwest Indiana. It'll be the top of the order, and Ryan Little here with runners at second and third and 2 down. This is a big spot because the Panthers will feel pretty good about this inning if they can get out of it with only 1 run allowed. But a base hit here could make it a crooked number for the Oilmen here in the second. Here's the first pitch to Little. It's a swing and a little dribbler along first, fielded by Jones. His throw to first is in time, and the inning ends. An inordinate number of ground balls to the pitcher on both sides tonight, including 2 straight by the Oilmen in that inning. The Oilmen settle for the 1 run. They do it on 1 hit and strand 2. After 2, Oilmen 1 and Indiana nothing on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
First time in 30 years, Coors Light has an ad in the big game.
Actually, this is a Miller Lite commercial.
Mountain Cold Refreshment.
It's Miller time. Great taste. Let's fill it.
Cold as the Rockies.
Coors commercial. Miller commercial.
Actually, it's a Blue Moon commercial.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
BP's natural gas teams use smart app technology to share data from any well instantly, so they can analyze trends and stop potential problems in their tracks, because safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
The Oilmen are on the board, but perhaps they feel like they could have had more out of that second inning scoring chance. But you'll take it, a 1-0 lead for Silas Noe as we hit the third inning, Jackson. They had the bases loaded, though, with nobody out. And when you're in those spots, you're thinking big inning. And so it's a win for the Panthers to limit the damage to just 1 run in that frame.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what the Panthers wanted right there. Just keep them from scoring more than 1 run. You kind of knew that run was going to come in. Baker was going to score one way or another. But now to get out of it, it's really good. And you just got to hope, if you're the Oilmen, that Noe can get out of this and you can keep those bats hot.
Dunlop swings and misses in the count 0-1. Good stuff from Noe so far today, as he did issue back-to-back walks in that second inning, but they came with 2 down, and then he was able to induce a pop-up to first off the bat of Davenport for the final out of the inning. This is low for a ball in the count 1-1. Oilmen and Panthers for the second time this season after the Oilmen had an 11-2 win in Highland last week. This is the first time the Panthers have made their way to beautiful Oil City Stadium this season. Oilmen have typically over the years had their way with the Panthers. 2 balls and a strike, the count on Dunlap. This is taken on the outside corner for a strike, and the count evens at 2-2.
Yeah, and the Panthers have been hitting really well at away games. They've been hitting about 210, so they're looking to get it going here.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Out on strikes is Dunlap. It's the 3rd strikeout, 1 in each inning so far for Noe, and Dunlap, the 9-hitter, is the first out of the 3rd. And this is a Panther team that struggled offensively. They're hitting 195 overall as a team for the year. They're in the bottom 2 in the league in terms of batting average. Their pitching has actually been okay, a 5.03 ERA. This is a strike. It's not horrendous for early in the year in this league, and it's kind of in the middle of the pack right now in the league. But they have not produced offense and runs consistently enough. Here's the 0-1 high for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. But they stand at 3-6, and they're coming off a dramatic 7-6 win over the Miracle last night.
Yeah, and really, they have 35 runs on the year, and sometimes you would think that's pretty good. But in this league where the Oilmen have scored 68 runs, they're pretty low down there, so they're looking to start getting that scoring going.
This is fouled away, and the team's right now with an unequal number of games played as well, and the Panthers have played 9 games, the Oilmen with 7, for instance. Here comes the 1-2, swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts by Noe begin this 3rd. He has 4 strikeouts for the game, and now John Michael Shumashi will bat here with 2 outs, and the base is clear.
Yeah, and this is shaping up to be another pitcher's duel, and Enright was talking about it, that he really likes to see in this league pitchers duel, not high-scoring games. So hopefully we can see another one here tonight.
This is outside for a ball. Yeah, you're right. We've seen, particularly in recent years and this season, a lot of high scorers. But last night was such a fun ball game. I want to dive into it more here. 1 ball and no strikes. The count on Shumashi, and he swings and misses, and the count 1-1. But what a fun game. I mean, good pitching on both sides, and both teams showing some pitching depth last night. I thought the Oilmen showed that as you get into the bullpen, there's still good arms to trot out there. And to see that, and for each run to feel like a really big moment in the game, just made it an exciting night. And Oilmen and Corn Dogs have developed a rivalry toward the top of the league. The 2-1 is fouled, and the count 2-2. That it really made it a good night to be at the ballpark.
Yeah, definitely. And it was looking like it was just going to be a straight pitcher's duel all the way till the end, and then that Logan Anderson home run kind of opened it up for the Oilmen a little bit there. But the Corn Dogs did kind of gain back some composure near the end of there and get some scoreless innings.
There's a bouncer foul, and the count remains 2-2. Noe trying to strike out the side. Brandon Locks, as Adam Enright told us after the game, had really good fastball command. He's trying to get better in terms of his off-speed command as he builds things up. And Adam Enright thinks that'll come with time this summer. Here's the 2-2, low and outside. We go full at 3-2. Big pitch coming up here. But he thinks that at some point, he'll need to make teams protect against off-speed. But the fastball was so good last night that he, frankly, beat the Corn Dogs with 1 pitch. Here's the payoff pitch. This is swung on and lifted in the air. Foul, right side. This one's going to get out of play, but the Locks heater was certainly a sight to behold last night.
Yeah, and it looked like it was just getting straight over the barrel. Even when they were swinging at it, it looked like they had a good eye on it. It was just getting straight past them, and he had some straight heat on that fastball.
2 outs, bases clear, payoff pitch coming up. Noe did issue back-to-back walks in the last inning, but he's trying to strike out the side in this inning. The payoff is swung on and lifted foul off to the right and out of play. He's been in a rhythm since those 2 walks, which were a little blip on the radar, but otherwise he has been outstanding so far here tonight. And this feels big here to try to end the inning with this batter as he wants to avoid that 3rd walk and instead secure strikeout number 5 perhaps on this 3-2 pitch. Noe comes set, and the payoff again. It's low and in for ball 4, so it is the 3rd walk issued by the Oilmen righty. The inning does extend for the 3-hitter in the order, Elijah Rainey.
Yeah, and Noe he worked that really well, and just after a few foul balls, he probably got a little unconfident, didn't really know what to throw to him, and so just tried everything and threw that one a little out to the side.
This is taken outside for a ball on the count 1-0, 1-0 in favor of the Oilmen as we play inning number 3. A few fans out on the lawn, that grassy berm area. They've taken advantage of bringing their own seat tonight. Here comes the 1-0. This is swung on and lifted in the air, foul and out of play. Seems like a pretty nice night to hang out maybe out on the lawn on a Friday night. Nice night to be at the ballpark no matter what seat you're in. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. But we'll talk more here either in a moment or perhaps in the next half inning on the game a night ago between the Oilmen and the Corn Dogs. The 1-1 is taken for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. You talked about it and you touched on it. Here's the set in the 2-1 from Noe to Rainey. It's taken high for a ball. It was refreshing to see that type of good pitching on both sides. And as you talked about, Adam Enright said the league needs more low-scoring games that are good games. And perhaps we'll get one of those tonight, a 1-0 game here early. Still a long way to go. The Oilmen protecting a 1-0 lead. The 3-1 runner goes. Pitch is ball 4, so it's a base on balls. A walk to Rainey, and Shumeishi is forced to second on the walk, and that'll prompt a visit from Adam Enright. It's the second straight inning that Noe got the first 2 outs, no problem, and then after that issued back-to-back 2-out walks.
Yeah, it looks like once he just gets that 3rd out, he loses it a little bit. You know, he gets a little worried that they're seeing what he's throwing, and so he doesn't really know what pitch to go after, and it's just been a little tough out there once he gets those 2 outs.
Runners at first and second now with 2 outs in the inning. Adam Enright using this as a teaching moment there. This is a visit to try to impart some knowledge on the pitcher Noe. Enright, a hitting background, but he's very, very knowledgeable in terms of working with pitching staffs as well. And Art Garcia out to move things along, and he does so, and we'll have baseball again. But again, last night, that was fun to watch, and not only Locks, but every Oilman that came in after that really doing their job on the mound.
Yeah, they were able to get outs, get strikeouts, whether it was fly out, ground out, and they only had 2 runs that scored, and they were in separate innings, and they were just really dealing out there yesterday.
So swung on and lifted foul off to the right and out of play off the bat of Cabrales. 1-0 Oilmen here in inning number 3. Panthers threatening with runners at first and second, 2 outs in the inning. All 4 Panther base runners in the ballgame coming via 2-out walks. Noe worked out of it with a pop-up in the last inning. Can he work out of it again? This is swung on and fouled. He's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. So whatever Enright said has perhaps helped Noe get ahead of this batter 0-2.
Yeah, and maybe it was just a little talk telling him what he should probably be throwing to some of these pitchers, trying to get him in a groove here late so they can get their batters up.
Here's a 2-strike pitch. This is swung on and crushed to left, foul, and out of in play, but foul off the sidewall. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Pretty good contact on that 0-2 pitch, but we'll see if Noe can come back and put away Cabrales. Panther runners, Rainey at first, Shumeishi at second. Here's the 2-strike pitch. This is swung on and lifted in the air, foul territory over his Scott, and he's going to run out of real estate as this sails out of play.
Yeah, and Cabrales here has really just been working, and he's fouled off every pitch that he's seen, so he's obviously liking what's coming at him, but just can't seem to get it exactly where he wants it.
0-2 with 2 down. 1-0 Oilmen. Can the Oilmen get out of this inning unscathed? Here's Noe's pitch. It's high for a ball, and it's 1-2. Cabrales putting up a good fight. He's fouled a few away, and now he laid off, chasing one from Noe on the 0-2. Runner goes from second, swing and a miss, and the inning ends. He will not have to throw to first here as he's out automatically. The umpires didn't really call that correctly. It didn't seem. But anyway, either way, he threw to first and got the out, and the inning ends. He strikes out all 3 outs in the inning, 3 strikeouts and 2 walks, and we'll talk more about that when we come back. No runs, no hits, and 2 left. After 2.5, it's the Oilmen 1 and the Panthers nothing on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
The Jed TV app is available on your smartphone and streaming devices. If you downloaded the WGLB Network app, then you're good to go. The same app with a new name. If not, head to the App Store on your phone or streaming device. And right now, you'll be able to watch Jed in the Region Rush Hour, and all PNW and high school sports right in the palm of your hand or in the comfort of your own living room. That's the Jed TV app, available on all streaming devices.
Back here for the bottom of the third. I want to correct something I said at the end of the last half inning. I said that the throw didn't have to go down to first base there after the strikeout from Cabrales, but because that was the third out of the inning, even with first base occupied, it is a drop third strike in play, and fortunately the Oilmen did throw down to first and make the out official after Cabrales chased the pitch in the dirt. There was a ton going on that play because Shumasi actually broke for third on his own on that pitch, and the runner from first, Rainey, was holding. He was not stealing second base. Here's a pitch that's fouled, and the count is 0-1, but either way, the Oilmen end up out of the inning. Cabrales chased one that was downstairs and in the dust, and Sachowski threw to first to get the out. And the count on Kevin Denty here is 0-1 from Jones. 1-0 in favor of the Oilmen. Here comes the 0-1. Taken outside for a ball, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. But the Oilmen protecting this 1-0 lead each of the last 2 innings. Here comes the 1-1, swing and a miss. Back-to-back 2-out walks, but then able to recover in both instances as Noe and get that third out.
Yeah, whatever Enright had to say to him, it obviously worked. They got him straight into it. Even though Cabrales was really seeing him at the start, he was able to find his rhythm and get those last 2 strikes.
This is taken outside for a ball, and the count is 2-2 on Kevin Denty. He doubled his first time. Again, he's really done a nice job. The Oilmen have kind of a sweet spot of some of those younger guys being really talented and making big impacts. We saw Z-Big a year ago. Here's a swing and a miss. He's out on strikes here. But some of those guys that are incoming freshmen tend to make a big impact in the Oilmen lineup, and they've had some good ones over the years that are able to get college-level experience in the summer before they begin their first freshman fall. And it's been a difference maker in the Oilmen lineup, but also a difference maker in terms of those young players getting this type of experience against this type of competition. And Denty is one of those incoming freshmen as Logan Anderson takes ball 1 high.
Yeah, and you've got to think a lot of that has to do with that they've been playing a lot of ball still. They just got out of high school ball, and so they come in, they've got this rhythm coming from that summer.
This is fouled away, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. The Oilmen trying to snatch a 5th straight win. After starting 0-3, they have won 4 in a row. Here comes the 1-1. Swinging a looper to shallow left is going to get down for a base hit. It's a hit for Logan Anderson as he notches his first hit of the game, looping one into shallow left. And now Ethan Rossi will stand in with a man aboard. Third Oilman hit of the game. Scott, Anderson, and Denty each with base knocks for the Oilmen, with Denty owning the only extra base hit on either side. 1 on, 1 away for Ethan Rossi, who digs in. Here's the set from Jones, and it's pitched to Rossi. It's a strike, and the count 0-1. Other thing that made last night so significant, Jackson, was beating the Lake County Corn Dogs for a couple of reasons. 0-1 on Rossi. The Corn Dogs were red hot. They had won 9 of their first 10 games this season at 9-1. Here's a pickoff throw to first. The Oilmen feel like if they want to catch the Corn Dogs, they're going to have to beat them in the head-to-head matchups because they might not be able to lean on other teams in the league to beat a pretty solid roster in the Lake County Corn Dogs. 0-1 the count here. This is taken low and outside for a ball. The count 1-1 on Rossi. And so that was significant just in terms of knocking off a top-tier team in the league. And the other part that made the win so significant, 1 ball and 1 strike here. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. It's going to be a base hit out of the reach of a diving Shumasi. It's a single into center. Back-to-back hits. Anderson and Rossi. And now Baker will stand in with 2 on and only 1 gone.
Yeah, and Baker's done really well this year and just having command on in the batter's box, and he's been able to walk 7 times so far, and so maybe he could load the bases right now.
He did walk earlier today, but he would love to perhaps drive in a run if he gets something to hit here. It was a swing and a miss, and the count 0-1. The other element that made it so big last night, Oilmen had lost 9 straight head-to-head games to the Lake County Corn Dogs, and so to snap that head-to-head losing streak, 0-1 the count from Jones to Chris Baker. Here's the set and the 0-1. Swing and a miss. It felt big to get over that hump and finally beat the rivals from Lake County.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a really large momentum boost for you, and now going into the next time you face them, you have a little bit of composure to say, hey, we've done this before, let's go out and let's do it again.
1-0 in favor of the Oilmen. 0-2 on Baker. Runners take their leads from first and second. A pitch to Chris is high for a ball. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Oilmen trying to expand a 1-run lead. They have flirted with trouble each of the last 2 innings, issuing 4 total walks, but nothing across for the Panthers. This is taken for strike 3 called. Baker is out on strikes, and that's the second out of the inning. A big strikeout there as Jones bounces back from allowing back-to-back hits and strikes out Chris Baker for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, and that's a really good way to get back into this inning. You know, they gave up 1 in the second, and now looking to get out of it and hope to score 1 from their batters. So to just try and get out of this with Emmanuel Scott up is a really big position for Jones.
2 outs and 2 on. Scott grounds this one toward third. This is fielded by Rainey. His toss across the diamond is in time to get Scott and retire the side on 1 pitch to the Oilman first baseman. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left for the Oilmen in the third. We've played 3, Oilmen 1, and Panthers nothing on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Common for back patients to have a lot of questions, but at Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we ask a lot of questions too. We want to know about their jobs, their hobbies, their lifestyle. Because spinal conditions are oftentimes complex and multifaceted, the best solutions take into account work and lifestyle. The spine is at the basis of everything that we do and who we are. For us, surgery is not the first priority. Finding the least invasive option to give you your life back is.
For the first time in 30 years, Coors Light has an ad in the big game.
Actually, this is a Miller Lite commercial. Mountain Cold Refreshment. It's Miller time. Great taste. Less filling. Cold as the Rockies. Coors commercial. Miller commercial.
Actually, it's a Blue Moon commercial.
Have a student headed to college this fall? If so, you probably have questions. And the best place to find answers is Ivy Tech Community College. Ivy Tech is in your community and offers hundreds of options. Best of all, our tuition is a fraction of the cost of other colleges. Complete a free application today.
Oilmen Baseball tonight is sponsored by Hard Rock Casinos. Discover your rhythm at Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana, just off Exit 6, I-8094. It's Hard Rock Casinos, a proud sponsor of the Northwest Indiana Oilmen. And tonight, of course, it is Strachan Van Til night, and Oilmen Baseball brought to you by our friends at Strachan Van Til as well, with Josh Williams leading off the 4th inning for the Indiana Panthers. The Panthers were known as the Crestwood Panthers prior to this year, but they made their way over the state line and into Indiana. Here's a smash to right. This is going to get down for a base hit and travel all the way to the warning track in deep right center, and pulling up at second base is Josh Williams with a 2-base hit. It's the first base hit for the Panthers here today, as Noe had not allowed a hit previously, but the Panthers with a leadoff 2-bagger to begin the fourth.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they want to start this inning. They're down 1 run, and Jones was able to get them out of the inning where they had a runner, the Oilmen had a runner in scoring position. So to get a leadoff double is crucial for them, and now they have a runner in scoring position and a chance to even this ball game.
Johnny Crowell will be the next man to stand in for Panthers. Here's the first pitch to him. It's taken low and in for a ball. Manager Dre Gilmore in the first base coaching box, and Scott Nowakowski is in the box at third. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Here comes the pitch on the way. This is swung on and lifted in the air. A skyscraper, but Baker has a beat on it in shallow left center. He gloves it, and he guns it to third, and unleashes an impressive throw. It wasn't necessary as Williams was holding it second all the way, but showing off the arm there was Baker as he threw a strike to Anderson at third. Good to have you along on the Oilmen Broadcasting Network. Brandon Vickery, Jackson Baker. Always a pleasure to be with you. I'll be back with you tomorrow night to close out this stretch of home games here. Although it does not end the homestand. There are just 2 days off, but no road games before the next one on Tuesday. All told, it's 9 consecutive games within the confines of Oil City Stadium. And this is number 3 in a row after we opened up at home on Wednesday night and then last night, and now the Oilmen trying to make it 3-0 on the homestand tonight. The 1-0 is a strike, and the count 1-1.
Yeah, and Myers is up to bat now, and although a small sample size and only 3 at-bats, or 3 games, he's hitting .500, so there's a really good chance he could run in bat in the tying run there.
Runner goes, the 1-1 is low for a ball. Throw to third is a stolen base. He had it stole easily on the pitcher Noe. He got a tremendous jump, did Williams. Williams, guy who played for the Chicago American Giants in the past. We know he can steal a ton of bases, and he shows that here. Swiping third easily, and now there's any number of ways that the Panthers could score the tying run. The infield remains back. Here's the 2-1. This is taken high for a ball. It's early in the game. The Oilmen would give up the run on a ground ball to short or second and take the out at first base. The corners pinched in slightly and could have a chance to throw home. Here comes the 3-1. This is taken for a strike, and we go full at 3-2. A check swing, but the pitch was in the zone on Myers. Oilmen trying to protect the 1-0 lead. A potential tying run at third in this fourth. Here comes Noe set with the payoff pitch. This is swung on and lifted in the air to deep right. It's trouble. Rossi's going to camp underneath it. He makes the catch, but tagging is Williams. He will score on a ball that was tattooed to deep right by Myers. Ball not carrying a ton tonight, and the breeze coming in slightly. And that ball pretty well struck by Myers, but fortunately for the Oilmen, it stays in the yard. But it does go as a sacrifice fly and an RBI as Williams tags and scores the tying run. So after the sac fly, the Panthers have tied this game. Here's a strike call in the count 0-1. No balls and a strike on Davenport. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's taken for ball, 1 ball, and 1 strike. One and one. Here's the next pitch. It bounces in there, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs in the inning. The Oilmen now with a 2-out and bases clear situation. So although they gave up the tying run, now you can kind of reset and just get out of this inning and keep the damage at 1 if you're Silas Noe.
Yeah, and Noe was able to do it last inning as well.
This is high for a ball. Yeah, the last 2 he walked to, was able to get out without allowing a run. think a huge play was the speed of Williams, allowing him to easily steal third. Oilmen didn't do a great job holding him on the bag. He got a big jump, and he swiped third easily. That allowed him to score on that sac fly. Here's a strike, and the count goes full at 3-2. Sometimes those plays are enormous in a ball game, and in this case, that steal of third directly leads to a run. Here's the set for the payoff to Bubba Davenport, and it's on the way. A ground ball toward third. This is picked up by Anderson, and is tossed across the diamonds in time. A nice play by Anderson at third, and the inning ends. 1 run, 1 hit, and nobody left for the Panthers in the fourth. We played 3.5. The new score, Oilmen won, and the Panthers won on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Don't let pain knock you out of the ring. Our hand, wrist, and elbow experts are pioneers worldwide. You need us in your corner. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. Make an appointment today.
Who is the IBEW? We're the people who bring the power to your home, the ones who make sure your phone calls and internet keep speeding along. We build things like schools and hospitals. We bring the biggest shows and sporting events to the world, keep America's railroads on the right track, help cities, states, and the federal government work for you. And we proudly build products made in the USA. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, the IBEW.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasting, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost premium meat.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
All of our programs are designed to lead you toward a great career at Ivy Tech. That's just one reason 92% of our alumni would choose Ivy Tech again. Find the program meant for advancing you toward your career quickly and affordably. It's Ivy Tech, a proud partner of the Northwest Indiana Oilmen. As we hit the bottom of the fourth inning, 7, 8, and 9 due for NWI in this frame. Damon Brenna will lead things off. He reached on an error by the third baseman his last time, and the first pitch to him here is grounded foul left side, and the count is 0-1. But we talked about Brenna rolling his ankle the day before last. He's back in the lineup tonight. Sounds like Connor Spear, just some minor soreness. Remember, he left the game after pitching just a third of an inning last night. Here comes the 0-1. Taken for a ball. The count 1-1 did Connor Spear. He came in a really high leverage spot. It was several men on base in a tight 1-run game. The Corn Dogs had scored a run in that inning. Here's the 1-1. This is swung on and lifted in the air to center. A little bit of carry, but Williams is back a few paces. Now he comes in a step or two, and he makes the catch to retire Brenna for the first out of the fourth inning. But Spear really... although he then went out and warmed up for the next inning, was just feeling a little bit of tightness and soreness. He took himself out of the game, but he could be ready and available to go, it sounds like, based on postgame yesterday, within the next couple days, and it didn't seem to be anything that he thought would be overly serious as Breck Baranowski stands in. Here comes the first pitch to Breck. He swings and grounds this one up the middle. A diving stop by Shumashi. His throw to first is not in time. It's a base hit. An infield single for Baranowski. A great effort by the shortstop as he dove for this and then threw wildly to first. But just a nice job to keep it on the infield, and it's a base hit for Baranowski.
And as you were saying about Spear, he had a great night last night. He had 5 strikeouts in just those 2 innings before he was taken out, and he really was showing some great promise up there. And Enright talked that he hopes that he can be one of their big pieces in that bullpen.
Yeah, he talked about how it was the highest leverage moment of the game, and that's how the Oilmen plan to use him. Here's the pitch swung on by Sochowski and lifted to right. Gay is there. He makes the catch, and that's the second out of the inning. Retreating back to first is Baranowski, and Little will stand in with 2 outs, and the base is clear. Little 0 for 2 so far. But he said, he kind of touched on the fact that traditionally that might be your closer to shut down the game in the 9th inning. But kind of the way baseball has gone you want that guy in the highest leverage moment. And in that situation, saving the game wasn't the traditional save in the 9th inning. Here's a swing and a ground ball toward third, and this is misplayed by Rainey, and he cannot make the play. This is an E5. It's the second error by the Panther third baseman. This one allows Little to reach safely, and runners are going to be at first and second with 2 down, and that'll bring up Denty. Two on with 2 down, but the highest leverage moment, not always that traditional save situation, and managers want to go with their best arm in the biggest moment of the game, whether that's in the 5th, the 6th, or the 7th, or maybe the 9th inning. This is high for a ball, and that's what he did with Spear, and it worked out to perfection as he got out of that tight spot.
Yeah, and it really looks like Spear is going to be that guy for them going forward. As I said, he had 5 strikeouts in just 2 innings, so looks like he's really going to be the guy they go to when they need him.
Look out, backing away is Denty as the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. 1-1 tie, 2 outs. The Oilmen trying to find a way to regain the lead. An error a moment ago by Rainey extended the inning. 2 outs, 2 balls and no strikes the count. 1-1 is our score. Here's a look at second. There was no one covering, so just looking the runner Baranowski back to second is the pitcher Jones, who's pitched solidly so far. He scattered 5 hits, but only 1 run charged to him. The 2-0 is taken for ball 3. Falls behind Denty here, 3 balls and no strikes. That has not been an issue. The Oilmen have not drawn any walks today as Jones has been in the strike zone throughout the evening.
Yeah, and this could be the first walk, and with a man in scoring position, this could become very dangerous very quickly.
Here's the 3-0. Low for ball 4. Denty works the walk. He shovels the bat aside and makes his way down to first base. The Oilmen have loaded them up here in this 4th inning with 2 down, and it's for a key bat in the middle of that order. Logan Anderson will stand in as Dre Gilmore will step out of the dugout and make his way out to the mound.
Yeah, and with Anderson's power, they've got to be trying to find a way to work around him so that he doesn't get something out into that outfield for an extra base hit or even get this one out of here for a grand slam.
Let's see what Dre wants to do right here. He has the whole infield in, talking things over. And it appears that that conversation's concluding. This is Jones's moment right here. Bases full of Oilmen, and the ball game is perhaps on the line with Logan Anderson stepping up to the plate. It's a 1-1 game. We're only in the 4th inning, but there's no doubt this is a huge moment. The Panthers just tied it in the top of this inning. A single, a walk, an error by the third baseman have allowed the Oilmen to pack the sacks. Here's the set from Jones, and the pitch on the way. It's looked at for a strike, and the count 0-1. 2 outs, bases full, big first pitch strike there. Jones against Anderson. Anderson, 2 home runs on the season, including 1 last night and 1 against these Panthers last week. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a line drive to left. This is going to get down for the base hit. The Oilmen lead again. 1 run in around third, trying to score Little. He will score as the throw is cut off. A 2-out, 2-run single by Logan Anderson has given the Oilmen the lead. It's 3-1 Northwest Indiana. Two RBIs for Anderson. He has 2 hits in the game. A big base knock for Logan Anderson. And now the line keeps moving for Ethan Rossi. (3-1) in favor of the Oilmen. Here comes the pitch on the way, taken for a strike by Rossi in the count 0-1. A big piece of 2-out hitting by Anderson. The runs are unearned as the inning should be over were it not for the E5 that allowed Little to reach. And in fact, the Oilmen runs in the game. There's a swing and a ground ball up the middle. This is going to be fielded by the second baseman. Step on the bag. There's the force. That's the inning. It's a fielder's choice. 4 unassisted. Anderson is out, and the inning ends. But not before the Oilmen score twice. They do it on 2 hits, and they strand 2 We've played 4. It'll be Jackson and Zach when we come back. It's the Oilmen 3 and the Panthers 1 on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
The JED TV Sports Network is now the exclusive home to 8 schools. Subscribe today for a full year of sports coverage by using code JEDTV50 at checkout. Visit JEDTV.com for more information.
It's common for back patients to have a lot of questions, but at Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we ask a lot of questions too. We want to know about their jobs, their hobbies, their lifestyle. Because spinal conditions are oftentimes complex and multifaceted, the best solutions take into account work and lifestyle. The spine is at the basis of everything that we do and who we are. For us, surgery is not the first priority. Finding the least invasive option to give you your life back is.
These days, it's recommended that you keep your social circle small. Of course, as the original light beer, we've always recommended that. It's Miller time.
Hold up, now do what you do. Get loud, go ahead, get loose. Get down to business, tell everyone nothing's off limits. You can have anything you want.
We are back here at Oil City Stadium as Mason Dunlap stands in to face Silas Noe after the Oilmen scored 2. Looked at that one for strike 1, and that was just a really strong inning from the Oilmen. Really good hitting, and a few bad errors from the third baseman just led to a few runs put in, and that's called strike 2.
Yeah, really good bounce back inning for the Oilmen after giving up the lead. The Panthers tie it, and Oilmen tack on 2 more to go up 3-1.
It's called ball 1, and yeah, they just found ways to work there, and Noe has been really good on the mound to get them out of innings. Only allowed 1 run last inning, and he's looking to get out of this one here, and he strikes him out.
Noe just freezed him right there. Nothing you can really do, and actually Dunlap literally just started walking away right away, and before the umpy on the plate could even say anything.
Yeah, he definitely knew as soon as that pitch came in that Noe had struck him out. Here it comes. That's swung on over the shortstop, and the throw is not in time. It is in time. Just barely got him there. Shortstop to first baseman. That's a great play.
Yeah, Little had to fire it over because we know Daniel Gay has some wheels on him. Really close play. It could have really gone either way, but Little was able to get there in time, and great stretch by Scott at first.
And here comes the pitch from Noe. That's going to be down low for ball 1. And Noe has done a lot of good work here today, a lot of strikeouts, and he's looking to get out of this 5th inning where last night we saw it get really dangerous in the 5th inning. A lot of runs scored for a low-scoring ball game, 1 from the Corn Dogs and 2 from the Oilmen. He's just trying to get out of this one here today. That's called ball 2 high.
Yeah, we've seen Noe in this situation. He get a quick 2 outs and then ends up walking the next 2 batters. Let's see how he responds in this inning.
That one's high for ball 3, and yeah, it looks like he's falling back into that slump again. Maybe just trying to give himself a little bit of composure out there and try not to repeat what he's been doing for most of this ball game, where he gets, like you were saying, those 2 outs and then walks another 2. As he sets, pitch straight down the middle for strike 1.
Yeah, I really like that from Noe right before that pitch. He stepped off, took a little breath, took his hat off. Just have to slow it down once in a while.
And that's line straight over the shortstop once again from Little over the Scott at first base. What a great play. And we will be right back here at Oil City Stadium on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
comes to Sunday, choose the right couch. Here's to the original light beer. It's Miller time.
Have a student headed to college this fall? If so, you probably have questions, and the best place to find answers is Ivy Tech Community College. Ivy Tech is in your community and offers hundreds of options. Best of all, our tuition is a fraction of the cost of other colleges. Complete a free application today.
Remember, everyone, tune in from 3 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday for the Region Rush Hour with Tony Panic and Sam Michael.
Well, Sam Michael and Tony Panic.
Well, yeah, Tony Panic, you know, we'll talk about it. Tune in, everybody.
Welcome back to Oil City Stadium as Noe gets the Oilmen out of another inning, and they still lead 3-1 here as Jones is warming up to try and do the same. And Noe he got 3 really good plays there. 2 strikeouts, fell behind an account 3-0, and then was able to just get a really nice pitch that grounded out straight over the shortstop as we saw Ryan Little make a lot of good plays over to Emmanuel Scott last inning.
Yeah, Emmanuel Scott did a great job as well in the last play with a fantastic pick, a close play, and Little has looked fantastic at short, hasn't really bobbled any balls, so he's been able to make clean, smooth-looking plays as a shortstop should.
Yeah, Baker steps in, and Jones looking to end this inning, and it's just outside, ball 1.
Yeah, we'll notice that Baker's very patient, and we'll see where he takes this at bat and how long.
Yeah, and here comes the pitch, and it's going to be just down low for ball 2. And as you were saying, Baker likes to find himself full in counts and then work around it, whether it's foul them off or end up walking. He does really well in those situations, and we've seen it today as he walked in that first inning, as that's called strike 1. Baker is also very dangerous up there at the plate. He can get hits whenever. He's had a lot of grand slams in his time as a member of the Oilmen. As there, he just lines that one straight out to the shortstop. And
yeah, that one, easy play. Baker didn't get a lot on it, a little soft line drive. It's basically playing catch out there. So, I mean, a little bit of accuracy, but not really what you want at the plate. But at least pretty good contact on it as well.
Pretty good contact. He was ahead in the count and just decided to kind of hack at one there and didn't get as much of it as he wanted. Now the pitch comes from Jones to Emmanuel Scott, and he swings at that one. Scott must have really liked that one because he just went after it. Healthy hack right there. Jones, pitch coming, and that'll be called. Ball 1, down low. And Scott played really well yesterday at catcher. He made a lot of good plays that may have influenced a lot to what ended up being the final score, 5-2. He stopped a lot of balls from going and becoming wild pitches, and he played really well as that one's called strike 2.
Yeah, he was a brick wall back there, and he helped out. The Corn Dogs had a very, very tough time of getting anyone around the bases because he was able to pick off 2, catch people stealing, and he wasn't allowing any free bases with balls being passed.
Yeah, he was just really strong back there as the pitch now comes from Jones as Scott swings on it, foul just off to the left side. And yeah, Scott has really been a crucial part of this team, and fielding-wise, he's been very strong out there. He's been able to, like you said, be a brick wall as the pitch comes swung on straight back at the box up here. And his percentage fielding is .961, and for a catcher, I mean, that's pretty good. It is early in the season, but it's very strong from Scott as that one's just grounded straight over to the third baseman, over to first, in time.
Yeah, Rainey at third base. Took a funny hop right at the edge of the infield grass, but able to react to it quickly enough and fire a strike over to get Scott out. And that's why it's called the hot corner for a reason, having that reaction time and being able to move your hands and your feet in a split millisecond.
Yeah, and if you're the Panthers, this is what you love to see. Just get 2 outs, and now you have a chance to get out of an inning where you just allowed 2 runs prior, as Brenna swings on that one.
Yeah, Jones has looked really good with that curveball lately. He's been going that early in counts as well, and attacking the Oilmen.
Jones deals. Brenna looks at strike 2. And Brenna has looked pretty strong this year, despite not batting a lot. He's only played 1 game, but he was able to walk twice. He's been seeing that ball really well as he gets hit there.
That time that curveball just got away from Jones a little bit. We've seen him now going through the order a couple times against the Oilmen. You have to kind of change your pitching sequences, and now going curveball early. That one just got away from him just a little bit, even though he's looked good early in counts, commanding that curveball well.
Yeah, and for Jones, it's nothing to worry about. He has that 2 outs, and unless that run gets into scoring position, should be out of this pretty soon. As Baranowski swings on that one out to the center fielder. He drops that one as Brenna will make his way to third base, and Baranowski's in with a double.
Yeah, that right there. The line drive to center field, and kind of looked lackadaisical. He had the speed to get there, but the problem was it seemed like he wasn't ready to secure it. It's one of those things where you kind of try to look a little bit flashy, because obviously he got there like a lightning bolt. He was there in 3 seconds. Could never get there myself, but one of those things where you try to get a little too fancy and unable to come up with the easy line out.
Yeah, and it just looked like he kind of near the end of it started to walk over, thought he had a perfect sight on it, as that's called ball 1. Thought he had a perfect line on it, and as he got to it, it kind of just tipped out of the front of his glove, and it's not what you like to see if you're the Panthers, but 2 men in scoring position, 2 outs. If Jones can gather himself, they can get this out here, as that's called strike 1.
And that's back-to-back innings where the Oilmen have been able to stay alive with 2 outs with some sort of error that the Panthers have created on themselves in the field.
Yeah, and that's really been the name of the game, is just fielding, and who can field better today. As Sachowski almost goes at that one, called ball 2. 2 in scoring position, Brenna at third, Baranowski at second. Sachowski up at the plate. Jones stands ready. Pitch goes. Sachowski swings on that one. Just out over to the right fielder. He makes the play, and that will be the end of the bottom inning, and we will be back on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Safety doesn't come in a box. It's not a banner that goes on a wall. It's not something you do now and then, or when it's convenient. It's using state-of-the-art simulators to better prepare for any situation. It's giving offshore teams onshore support, and it's empowering anyone to stop a job if something doesn't seem right. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Back at Oil City Stadium, where the Oilmen hold a 3-1 lead, a quick fifth, and neither team pushing a run across the plate. And now we will take it to the 6th inning with the Oilmen owning a 3-1 lead over the Panthers. And Jackson, the Two teams that pretty good pitching on both sides, similar to last night, a lower scoring contest that's been fun to watch.
Yeah, and it's really been good pitching, as you were saying. It's looking to be another low-scoring game, as we were talking about earlier, he said he likes to see these games, and hopefully we can see another one here tonight, not just for the sake of Enright's hopes, but also the fans getting home a little early, getting some extra sleep here.
Yeah, maybe us getting a little extra sleep here as we reach toward the latter part of this homestand, but the inning will commence here. There was a brief delay as they had to make sure they were on the same page in terms of the signs, but we're good to go here. Here comes the first pitch. It's swung on and tapped foul, and the count is 0-1 with Jackson Baker. Brandon Vickery back with you. Zach Carr is working with us tonight and keeping us on the air. 3-1 in favor of the Oilmen. Charlie Harris, Nick Kane, John Janiga here as well. Here comes the 0-1, swinging a bouncing ball foul left side, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes. And maybe we'll get to a little trivia here. What do you say as we move through maybe the 6th inning? We did not have time for the trivia last night. It was such a well-pitched and quick game that we were describing the action. Here's a ground ball toward second. This is fielded by Brenna. The throw to first is going to be low. It's an E4. First Oilman defensive mistake of the day allows Rainey to reach, and that'll bring up Cabrales.
Yeah, and as me and Zach were talking about, this has just been a fielding game here. Who can commit the least amount of errors? And so far we've seen the Panthers make a few over at third base, and one out in center, and now the Oilmen make one at first.
Yeah, the Oilmen have been pretty good defensively today. Here's a ball that's flared into shallow right. This is going to get down for a base hit. It's a single for Cabrales, and runners are going to be at first and second with Williams due next. (3-1) in favor of the Oilmen as we continue the 6th inning here, and Williams will come up with runners at first and second and nobody out. Oilmen out hitting the Panthers 6-2 as Silas Noe continues to work. It's been a strong start for him, and this is, I think, the first time we've seen an Oilman starter go into the 6th inning. There's this high for a ball. As you get deeper into the season, you start to build up a little bit and have the opportunity to go deeper into games. But now the concern is, can you get out of this inning? Here comes the 1-0. It's taken high for a ball. It's when you have to make extra pitches. I mean, in this ball by Brenna, it was about as routine as it comes, but it couldn't make the play, and you now have to get 4 outs in this inning, and you're a pitcher that's late in his day. You've had a good day. Here comes the 2-0. This is low for a ball, but that leadoff error is something you're trying to work around, and it was followed by a little looping single, so neither ball hit hard, but it turns into 2 on, nobody out.
Yeah, and really, it could have been so easy. We could have been in a situation where Noe just gets another strikeout here and he's out of this one, but now he's got to work a little bit harder here.
Called strike. It's 3-1. Williams, he fell behind 3-0 after the 2 back-to-back base runners. 3 balls and a strike with nobody out. Here comes the pitch. It's taken high and outside for ball 4. And that is a walk to Williams, and the bases will be full for Crowell. 3-1 Oilmen as we play inning number 6. Crowell will try to do something to rearrange the scoreboard. Here comes Adam Enright to the mound. Let's see what he wants to do here. Is this going to be a conversation, or is this going to be the end of the day for Silas Noe, who has had a good start, but now you've had an error, a bloop single, and a walk in this inning. This has become a crucial inning in this game here in the 6th, with the Oilmen leading by a score of 3-1. Enright slowly makes his way out to the mound. The bullpens are not in a spot where we really have a good idea of who and if someone is throwing, because there definitely is someone throwing, but we're not quite sure who, because there is a huge brick structure in between us and the bullpen.
But this is one of those situations where last night we saw Connor Spear get brought in, so if Noe is going to end his day here, which it looks like he will not, Enright would have brought in one of their great bullpen arms.
Sure, it is a high leverage moment. If you can get the right guy ready, you would love to, if Noe does have to come out in this inning by the end of the frame, you would love to go to somebody that's one of your top tier arms, because this is a key moment in the game. But first things first, maybe Noe can find a way out of this jam. Bases loaded. Here's the first pitch to Crowell. It's high for a ball, and the count 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes on Crowell. Panther runners at all 3 bases. Rainey at third, Cabrales at second, and Williams the runner at first. Here comes the 1-0. This is taken low for a ball, and the count 2-0.
And this could really break open this ball game very quickly for Crowell as he steps in.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to him. It's taken high for a ball. 3-1 Oilmen. The Panthers trying to come from behind. The Oilmen have won 4 consecutive games. They pounded the Panthers last week in the game that took place at Highland, a game that was flirting with the 10-run rule, and the Panthers found a way to extend it to the full 9. It's a different story tonight. We've got a good one going. The 3-0 is taken for ball 4, and it forces in a run. Back-to-back walks here. When Noe has issued a walk, they have come in pairs, and Adam Enright makes the pitching change. Pitching change coming up. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, and we will tell you about the new Oilman pitcher after a bases-loaded walk makes it a 3-2 game. Still nobody out in this inning. A run in the bank, and we'll come back with more in a moment on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Hold up, now do what you do, get loud, go ahead, get loose, get down to business, tell everyone, nothing's off limits, you can have anything you want.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
First time in 30 years, Coors Light has an ad in the big game.
Actually, this is a Miller Lite commercial.
Mountain Cold Refreshment. It's Miller time. Great taste. Less filling. Cold as the Rockies. Coors commercial. Miller commercial.
Actually, it's a Blue Moon commercial.
Well, the day is done for Silas Noe. You can't close the book on him yet. He goes 5+ innings, yields just 2 hits, but he walked 6 while also striking out 6, and he has yielded so far 2 runs. The run in this inning was unearned, and so 1 earned run so far, but he is responsible for all 3 runners who currently occupy bases for the Indiana Panthers. There's a new pitcher on the mound, and it is right-hander Tanner Sobkowiak, the 6'3", 185-pound righty, plays his college ball at Kankakee Community College, a Sheldon, Illinois native, and a 2020 Milford High School product, and he is set to enter a tough spot here, Jackson. Bases loaded, nobody out, and the Oilmen clinging to a 1-run lead.
Yeah, and this is another one of those positions where we saw a Spear come in last night, and now it looks like it's Sobkowiak, who Enright did say last night that this is one of those guys that once he's able to get him in there, he looks really strong there out on the mound and hopes to put him in there in ball games to come where they get in tight spots like this.
Huge moment in the game right here. Sabkowiak toes the rubber. Bases full of Panthers. 1 in this inning. It's a 3-2 lead for the Oilmen. Here's the pitch. Taken high for a ball on the count. 1 ball and no strikes on Myers. The error started the inning. Rainey has already come around to score. Now the set and the 1-0 pitch on the way. It's taken high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, you've already walked in a run here. No, he did. Now Sabkowiak is trying to avoid doing the same as he falls behind. 2 balls and no strikes.
And yeah, he's just got to gain his composure, first few pitches, just trying to see what he has. And now he's got to really try and gain his composure up there and find the strike zone.
Ball 3 high. 3 balls and no strikes. There is nowhere to put Brendan Myers, who is batting. He has no official at-bats, by the way. He has a sac fly and a walk. And he'd love to accept another walk right here that would tie the game. Sabkowiak comes set. Here's the 3-0. He has to put this over. It's a strike, and the count goes to 3-1. A tough spot to come into when you have no wiggle room. Nobody out and the bases loaded in a 1-run lead. I mean, one of the tougher spots you're going to find to enter a ball game. Sabkowiak can be the hero of the night if he can find a way to wiggle out. Here comes the set and the 3-1 pitch. It's taken outside for ball 4, and this game is tied. Back-to-back bases-loaded walks, 1 issued by Noe, 1 by Sabkowiak. Charge the run to Noe as Cabrales comes in and scores. This run is an earned run, as it would have scored regardless of the error, and it ties the game at 3. Now it's Bubba Davenport. Here's the long set from Sabkowiak in the first pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball to the right side of the infield. Brenna another chance. He goes to second. They just do get the out on the 4-6 fielder's choice. So safe on the fielder's choice, Davenport. Out 4-6 is Myers. That's the first out of this inning at long last. Scoring on the play is Williams. Give Davenport and run batted in. And Crowell is now at third base. Again, Myers out on the play on the 4-6 fielder's choice. Now runners at first and third. The Panthers have the lead. It's 4-3 in favor of Crestwood. There is 1 out in the inning, and that'll bring up Dunlap. Here's the first pitch to him. And this is in on his hands, and it hits his hands. He, wait a minute here, or does it? He thought he got hit on the hands, but in fact it may have actually hit his bat. Or maybe he knew he didn't get hit in the hands, but he tried to sell it anyway, and he has 0 argument once Art Garcia calls foul ball. The count, no balls and a strike on Dunlop.
And sometimes that's what you have to do, kind of try and sell it to him, just try and get on base.
Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss. He was behind that one, and now ahead, no balls and 2 strikes is Sabkowiak. Oilmen have a good offense, and when they get into the bullpen of Indiana, you feel like there will be an opportunities to score. So if you can keep it close, you feel good. Here comes the 2-strike pitch. And look out, this is inside, wild pitch, and a run's going to come in and score. A wild pitch charged there allows Crowell to come in and score. You can now close the book on Noe. Davenport advances to second. Noe gives up all 5 runs that are on the board now as all 3 inherited runners score. And the runners each move up on the wild pitch. The final line, 5 runs, 4 earned to Noe. The 1-2 is high for a ball. The count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. (5-3) Panthers, a 4-run 6th inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count on Dunlap. Here's the set. And the 2-2 pitch on the way. This is swung on and fisted foul out of play. It's been a 4-run inning. You'd love to keep it there and prevent any further damage in this frame.
Yeah, and this is really where you want to see Sabkowiak just start to find that strike zone, and he kind of has 2-2 count, and he's looking to try and just paint that strike zone and get strike 3.
Here's the 2-2. This is taken high for a ball. We go full at 3-2. Let's see if Subkowiak can put away the number 9 man in the order. You'd hate to rotate around to the top of the order in this inning. It's the Panther team that entering tonight was batting under 200 on the year, and they still have just 2 hits to their name for the evening. But walks and an error have allowed them to produce 5 runs. And now a balk has been called by Ron Schell, the base umpire. So a balk advances the runner Davenport to third. So now it'll be a man at third in this spot with only 1 away. Now there's any number of ways to score him from third. 3-2. Davenport 90. Take inside. And now it's 1 away. For the Panthers, a 4-1-6. Daniel Gay stand in next.
Koviak sees the take off, kind of last where he took a step on. Can
Okay, with runners. Here comes the pitch taken high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Daniel Gay. First and third for the Panthers, 5-3. They lead this game. A 4-run 6th inning has changed the complexion of the contest. Oilmen trying to find a way out of this inning. 2-0. 4 in the back for the Panthers. Yeah, he came into it loaded. So, but all forward now it's that are 2-0. This is taken for a strike in the count 2-1.
looks like just trying to paint that strike zone and looking like he found it here.
Take their leads from first and third. Here's the 2-1. This is high and tight for a ball, and the count tilts in favor of Gay at 3-1. Gay's 0 for 3. He came into play hitting 154, but the Oilmen are trying to find a way to retire him here in this key spot in the 6th inning, with the Oilmen chasing 2 already. Here comes the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Big pitch from Subkowiak, and now we go full at 3-2. Three and 2 the count on Daniel Gay. And the runner from first takes off too early, and then Subkowiak steps away, and backing up and getting back to first safely is Dunlop. He was taking off before the ball had left the pitcher's hand. Let's see if he's in motion with this 3-2 pitch. Probably still. And a 3-2. A lot of reasons to run. And he does. Here's the payoff pitch. It swung on and lifted foul out of play right side, and we'll do it again at 3-2.
that's just a way to
yet they trail the column that counts by a 5-3 score. Walks are really a big difference. Stringing things together all in one inning instead of spacing them out. Because, I mean, you hit per column, you'd think the Oilmen for a ball on the count 1-0. Randy Zach guesses, and he the all-time such games, 212. Big unit. There's a foul at the play in the count 1-1. Randy Johnson, of course, he famously hit the bird in the game with a pitch.
Gotta think here. You really gotta dig deep.
See if Baker can drive in a run or extend this inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. You take your time. We'll get you the guess. Your guess whenever. On the Crack the Card Trivia Challenge. Here comes the 1-1. It's outside for a ball, 2 balls and a strike.
And Baker always does well in these situations. Seems to find himself working through the count, ending up full, and always finds a way to drive a run in with a run in scoring position.
Here comes the 2-1. This is swung on in line to left foul. And on is 2-1 Baker. 5-3 Panthers as we play. They're of the 6th. Oilmen led in the game 1. Score in the bottom. Twice. 2 balls, 2-1. Wild. The Panthers also leading by 2 here in the 6th inning. The set from the right-hander and Scanlon's pitch was outside for a ball. We go full at 3-2. The runners will be in motion here with this payoff pitch, and that will give the Oilmen a slight advantage to certainly score at least 1 on a base hit to the outfield. 3-2 on Baker. Here comes the payoff pitch. This is swung on and spanked foul left side out of play. And we'll do it again. 3-2. Big pitch in this game. The Oilmen would love to at least get a run back and move a step closer after they allowed 4 in the top of this inning. And some self-inflicted wounds hurting the Oilmen. There was a key error, and there were several walks that came back to bite as those base on balls led to runs. 3-2 with 2 outs. Here's the payoff again. This is lined foul again. Baker battles up there, and he fights to stay alive.
And once again, this is what Baker does so well, is just get deep into a count and finds his way to either get a hit or walk and get on base. And that's what he's done really well all season.
3-2 with 2 outs. Scott is on deck. Baker is trying to find a way to make sure the inning gets that far. Here comes the payoff pitch again. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. It's going to leak through for a base hit. 1 run will score to slice the lead in half. Going first to third on the play is Rossi. Ground ball single up the middle off the bat of Baker. A 2-out hit and makes it a 1-run game, and it's 5-4 in favor of the Panthers. Great battle by Baker, and it was key that as the Oilmen are going to use a pinch batter here, Jaden Comia is going to come on to hit. Adam Enright realizing this is the biggest moment of the game. I'm going to go to the bench, and I'm going to bring in a solid bat for this 2-out spot to try to tie this game with a base hit. And that good battle by Baker led to a 3-2 count, and then that was huge because the runners were able to easily move up 2 bases apiece on the payoff pitch. Here's the pitch, swinging a bouncer foul on the count 0-1.
Yeah, and Comia has really been the top guy for this Oilman team. He has a lot of hits. His average is above 300, and he's just been able to make contact, drive in a few runs every now and then. And to have him pinch hit here is a really smart idea from Enright to try and drive in that tying run.
It's only the 6th inning of this game, but sometimes the key moment arrives earlier rather than later. So even though we're in the middle part of the game, this is the moment where Adam Enright brings in a key pinch hitter to try to deliver a pinch hit. The runner from first goes. Pitch is swung on and lifted in the air to deep center. Back on it, Williams. He's still going back, and he makes the catch just shy of the warning track in center. A nice piece of hitting by Komiya. Williams plays a strong center field, much like Chris Baker does on the other side. And the Oilmen settle for the 1 run in the 6th. They get it on 2 hits and leave 2. We have played 6. It's 5-4 Panthers on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Hold up, now do what you do, get loud.
Office. This is a true workers 5 Indiana Panthers is to customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an iron worker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and journeymen who job and more contact 967 worker 95.
Proudly North Indiana season. Since 1895, Sentier has remained deeply rooted in Northwest Indiana and promises to remain not for sale for generations to come. Go to Sentier.com for more information. Member FDIC. As the Oilmen have inserted a new first baseman into the game, Brennan Phillips takes base. Will batter half inning. This is in, as we'll keep after work out for a ball and no shot by to come kind of a key spot, man. The games and the Oil reduce the lead down to 1 as well. There's a set for foul. 1-1.
Yeah. It's just a inning and is now bring it to it in the coming in. A fly looked like it with a little more Kamiya.
Let's take 2 balls in favor of the Panthers as we play 7 at the stadium. Here's a 2 side for a ball and 1. Jackson, a question, gave it a go. Top 3 history games, more striking. They bounce. That got Johnson, who is the other in strikeout. Do you have your?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the guy who has young held Verlander.
Verlander, payoff pitch. He gets hit by lead base Rollins via the and to start. Wood is correct. He long enough career as to really be in the conversation, as he unfortunately had a lot of injuries. Maybe had he stayed healthy, he would have accomplished. Look, pitch again, back-to-back hit consecutive on via the pitch. Oilmen has in a jam as hit back man and crowd play with and no here in this.
And this is crucial. Knee kind of groove batters and kind of getting it going last inning, and then they ripped it open right again, so he doesn't really want to see that. Hopefully he can get in a groove here and get out of this inning.
Ball, no strike. Powell is 0 for 1. But he has he drove via balls, and the run is been in the lead pass. There's a ground middle. Fielded it little. One. The first is, and that's a double. It's on the double. Moving to third on the play, Cabrales, and now 2 down in the inning with only 1 on. A key twin killing there. Runner at 2 outs. We're in favor of the Panthers. Low and next entered the game. The Panthers a swing and the 1. Here, taken for, and the count is now 0-2 on Gazillo, who has entered the game. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a tapper foul. It remains no balls and 2 strikes. That really changed the complexion of this inning. That's why they will play the friend. Furious back-to-back hit. For now, you're away hit out of this inning. And both teams managing with hitters coming, trying to get in cuts, and Gazillo in. And for this key plate appearance, with Dre Gilmore knowing how important that insurance run is at third base in the form of Cabrales. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Nekras is fired up. He bounces back to put up a 0 here in the 7th after the inning started with a couple of hit batsmen. A double play and a strikeout conclude the frame. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. It's time to stretch at the OC. Panthers 5, Oilmen 4 on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen.
Common for patients to have questions. Orthopedic hospital ask a lot of. We want to job, hobbies, style, final condition, times, and multi solution to account life. The spinal basis of that we do are surgery first. Finding invasive give you your life back is.
For the first time in 30 years, Coors Light has an ad in the big game.
Actually, this is a Miller Lite commercial.
Mountain Cold Refreshment.
It's Miller time. Great taste. Less filling.
Cold as the Rockies.
Coors commercial.
It's a blue commercial.
Headed to call, probably have, and the find answer tech community in your community offers hundreds of options. Our tuition of the colleges. Complete a free application to.
Back at Oil City Stadium as we take it to the bottom of inning number 7, 5-4 in France. Do you have another? You want to turn to Zach? His
to Zach, think of as.
All right, trivia game. Panthers. It will be and Phil batting here in the number 7 spot in the Oilman order, as Brenna has left the game, and the first pitch to Phillips has now come into play first, with swung on and lifted to left. This is going to get down for a base hit, a single for Phillips in his first play. And Oilman have a runner here. It'll be as the Oilmen continue to go to the bench here. And, using a lot of times have been right use the change. Case close late. He's the big there, and then right now. Here's the pitch. It's off for a ball. Not one ball. Phillip let off the pitch with a single. He played appearance. Now you're right in the spot. The Baron. 1 count. Here comes 2. Ball 2. Balls in 5 Panthers. We play the number 2 on right. Here's the swing toward. This is it's a second one, and that's first choice 4. But it's second on Phillips is the first out of the inning, and Sachowski will step up to the plate next. 1 and Panthers 5-4 because of the nature of right in a bench. Just a little bit for this off. They chase right down the field. He standing base, hitting Phillips second for the inning. Sachowski, who in the game, and he's 0 for 3. He has driven in a run. He's batting with a count of no balls and 1 strike. Ball 1. One strike. The Sachowski. Here's and the 1. Again, ball 2 ball. Zach the yes. Greg is not. Win 1 is the count. He missed. Maddox success here wasn't a guy strike out a ton. I mean, he did over the course of his career. He had a ton of career strikeouts, but did not have enough of those 10 strikeout games. Here's a pick first. Compared to Sims on the it was big of a guy. Johnson was that might was winning back the car. Thank you. To the count. Balls and 2 strikes, 5-4 in favor of the Panthers. Here's the pitch. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw to second base on right is going to be not in time. It's a stolen base. Stealing second is right. Out on strikes is Sachowski for the second out of the inning. But the Oilmen do move a man into scoring position. Now Ryan Little could tie this game with a base hit. We'll get back to correct the car on the next. But first, can Ryan Little drive in? Run here. 2 outs, runner on second base. Here's the pitch taken for a strike, and the count 0-1. 5 Panthers. An interesting line score looks like this. The 5 run hits and errors. And this would be the time for a base hit. Bottom of inning number 7. Oilmen trying to keep the win. Trying to make it the 2 to short. stop and thrown to first in time as Skumashi makes the play, and Little tired and a man left. We play Panthers Broadcasting Network.
Sports Network is now the exclusive home to 8 schools. Subscribe today for a full year of sports coverage by using code JEDTV.
It's common for back patients to have a lot of questions, but at Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we ask a lot of questions. We want to know about their job. Because spinal conditions are complex and multifaceted, best lifestyle. The spine is at the basis of everything that we do and who we are. For us, surgery is not the first priority. Finding the least invasive option to give you your life back.
Recommended that you keep your social circle small. Recommended that.
Hold up, now do what you do. Get loud, go ahead, get loose. Get down to business, tell everyone nothing's off limits. You can have anything you want.
First pitch fouled away. Second offering is taken for a ball, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on the first batter here in this 8th inning. Nekraz still pitching for the Oilmen as the Panthers lead it by a 5-4 score. Next offering is outside for a ball. It's 2-1 on Davenport. Here's the set and the 2-1. This is swung on and lifted to right. Rossi goes back. Now he comes in and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that will bring up Dunlap.
Now batting is number 6, Mason Dunlap.
5-4 in favor of the Panthers, as Dunlap will stand in with 1 out and the base is clear. Nekraz delivers outside. Boy, he was fired up when he got that big strikeout to end the last half inning. He hit 2 batters to start that 7th, then induced a double play, got a big strikeout, and here's the bouncer back to him. Nekraz fields it. He runs halfway to first. He underhand flips to first, and that play goes 1-3 for the second out of the 8th inning.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be pumped up after that last inning where you got out of a jam, and now you're in this inning, and you've already got 2 outs very quickly, and it's looking like Nekraz has kind of found his rhythm on the mound there and is finally getting something going.
That 6th inning, we'll see if it looms large if the Oilmen cannot rally. We're going to talk a lot about that 6th inning in which the Panthers scored 4 times. It's always kind of a dangerous inning where the pitching change happened, kind of push the maybe an he's getting here's the 1-0, and then if you do that, the bullpen inherits a dirty inning. They come in a tight spot, and then sometimes they struggle in those spots, and then it's just a carryover effect that leads to a big inning. So many times that inning where the starter comes out and the bullpen comes in can be a big inning for a team. Here's a strike called in the count 1-2, and since that 4-run inning, Nekraz has really kept things, and even in that inning when he came in, has done a tremendous job. That was after Subkowiak. And then it was Noe, the starter, who had a great start up until that inning when he left in a jam with the bases loaded and nobody out. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count on Gay as Nekras tries to work a 1-2-3. Here's the 2-2. It's a little flare. This is going to get down for a base hit in right center. And Shumasi will come up next. You have another guess, Zach? On the Crack the Card Trivia Challenge, top 3 in MLB history for career games with 10-plus strikeouts. I would consider this one of the easier questions. Not trying to insult you guys. It's a lot easier when I'm looking at the answers. What'd you say?
Cy Young.
The pitch is swung on. I'll give a hint here. This is into center. Baker is going to make the catch, and the inning ends. Nice job by Nekras in this ball game tonight. Let's conclude the trivia when we come back. 5-4 in favor of the Panthers on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
The Jed TV app is available on your smartphone and streaming devices. If you downloaded the WGLB Network app, then you're good to go. The same app with a new name. If not, head to the App Store on your phone or streaming device. And right now, you'll be able to watch Jed in the Region Rush, and W Sports right in the palm of your hand or in the comfort of your own living room. That's the Jed TV app, available on all streaming devices.
Back here at Oil City Stadium as we take it to the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Denty, Anderson, and Rossi to bat in this last of the 8th. 5-4 in favor of the Panthers. And we'll give you the trivia answers here. This is taken outside for a ball. One is from further back. I think the one of the better pitchers in the history of the game. Here's the 1-0, taken for a strike, and the count is 1-1. He is Nolan Ryan.
Oh, my God. Oh.
And the other is recent. It is Max Scherzer. Here's the 1-1, taken low and outside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. But, Zach, you won nonetheless tonight with your 1 correct answer out of the 3. That was enough to be victorious over Jackson in the Crack the Car trivia game. 2 balls and a strike. Here comes the next pitch. This is outside for a ball. Scanlon's still working for the Panthers here, and he's facing Kevin Denty. The Oilmen are trailing by a run, 5-4 in the 8th. Let's see if Denty can find a way to get on base to get this inning going. The 3-1. This is taken outside for ball 4. Denty works the walk.
What a way to just work that count right there, get it in your favor, and easily get that walk. But I'm still in disbelief. I did not get Nolan Ryan there.
It will be Anderson standing in next with a runner on first base. Let's see if Logan can come up with a key hit to keep the line moving here. 5-4 Panthers. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning at Oil City Stadium. This is taken high and in for a ball. So many times over the years, the Oilmen have been known for late rallies against the opposing bullpen, especially in home games here at the OC. and we'll see if that's the case tonight. They have certainly had many times they've had a flair for the dramatic here in this ballpark. The 1-0 is taken for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, and the man to do it tonight would be Logan Anderson. He has been that guy all night and all of yesterday, and to see him get another hit here today to really rally them back would be awesome.
The 2-0 is popped up into center. The left fielder is going to call and squeeze it as Anderson is out number 1. Davenport makes the catch. 1 out, 1 on, and Ethan Rossi is due next. (5-4) in favor of the Panthers as we play inning number 8. One out, 1 on. Big out there a moment ago for Scanlon. Rossi steps up to the dish. Here's the first pitch to him. It's taken for a strike and the count 0-1. Baker in the on-deck circle here. Panthers a 5-4 lead in the 8th. Remember, you've kind of revamped what was the original starting lineup. It'll be Baker, then Comia, and Phillips, and later Wright is in this lineup as well. Runner goes. Here's the 0-1. This is swung on and lifted in the air, and now having to scamper back to first is the runner. The catch is made in right, and getting back to first is Denty. The fly for the second of the inning. Now the inning will rest on the shoulders of Chris Baker after the fly ball to right.
Yeah, and Chris Baker is just really good in these situations. He likes to make contact, and he's also able to work the count into his favor in any way possible. So no matter what, there's a really good chance that he could end up on base here and give Jaden Comia a really good chance to give them a lead in this ballgame.
Here's the first pitch to Baker. It's taken for a strike, and the count is 0-1. No balls and a strike, 2 outs in the inning. 5-4 Panthers. They're clinging to the lead. Scanlon comes back. Here comes the 0-1. This is outside for a ball, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike on Baker. 2 outs in the inning. 5-4 in favor of the Panthers. Here's the 1-1. This is outside for a ball, and the count 2 balls and a strike from Scanlon to Baker. 5-4 Panthers, a 4-run 6th has turned the game on its head, and it remains the difference. And the Panthers just 3 hits on the day. Here's the 2-1, bounce foul right side, and it goes even at 2-2. Just 3 hits and 3 errors committed by the Panthers. Their defense has not been great, but they have somehow, some way, a 5-4 lead in the 8th.
Yeah, and it really looked like early on that the Oilmen made for losing into this one and to back.
Runner goes 2-2 outside for ball 3. Throw to second base is going to be not in time. It's a stolen base. Credit Denty the steal. Now a base hit by Baker could tie this game at 5. 3-2 with 2 outs as well. The Oilmen will have the benefit of, if on contact, running from second base will be Denty. Probably won't roll the dice and have him move here. Here comes the payoff pitch. It's outside for ball 4. Baker works the walk, and Comia is due up next. Jaden Comia will stand in. 2 outs and runners at first and second.
Yeah, and Comia has been in this spot now twice, last inning and now this inning. Last time he had a lot of pop on that bat, just didn't get it far enough to go out of the ballpark. Now he's probably just looking for a nice little grounder.
He fouls it back to the screen. 2 walks in the inning issued by Scanlon. Scanlon's been in since the 6th. We were in the 8th. He leans in, gets the signs. Came on in relief of Jones. He's been good. He's kept the Oilmen at bay. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a ground ball to the left side. This is going to be fielded by the shortstop. They flip to second, and that is the force. That is the inning. A fielder's choice bouncer goes 6-4, and the side retired. No runs, no hits, and 2 left for the Oilmen in the 8th. After 8, Panthers 5, Oilmen 4 on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
Safety doesn't come in a box. It's not a banner that goes on a wall. It's not something you do now and then, or when it's convenient. It's using state-of-the-art simulators to better prepare for any situation. It's giving offshore teams onshore support, and it's empowering anyone to stop a job if something doesn't seem right. At BP, safety is never being satisfied and always working to be better.
Discover your rhythm at Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana, just off exit 6, I-8094. Oilman Baseball tonight is brought to you by our good friends at Hard Rock Casino. And we are back at Oil City Stadium where we have a new standing out of the Oilman bullpen. He's kept the Oilmen very much in this game at 5-4. Now the question is, can Buchholz do the same and try to keep this a one-run game here in the...
Yeah. Buchholz has been really good. 1-2 innings he showed, and he could really be a good replacement for Nico this year and try and stop any in the bottom of the
pitch low. Strikes. Next off, bringing it down for it's a strike and report the inside for a ball on for the Panthers. Here's the 2-1 to Lamb. Fouls the right side in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Five-4 in favor of the Panthers as we play the 9th inning at Oil City Stadium. Oilmen have won 4 in a row. They have a 4-3 record. The Panthers a big win the other night, and they've started to surge some. This is high for a ball. They, in fact, have won 2 straight. They beat the Miracle last night by a 7-6 score. And before that, they defeated Griffith 5-3 on Wednesday, and that snapped a 6-game skid for these Panthers. This is high and tight for ball 4. Lamb works the walk. Now it's Cabrales to next. 5-4 in the 9th. Horatio stands at first pitch to him from Holtz is swung on cue to shallow right. This is going to fall in there for a base hit on a hop in front of Rossi. A soft single for Cabrales, and now the Panthers threaten in the 9th with 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, and this is really where every time an Oilman pitcher has stepped onto the mound is where they've gotten 2 men on, and Necras was really good at getting out of these situations in the last 2 innings, and let's see if Buchholz can kind of gain that composure and do the same thing and hopefully get him out of this. That at the bottom of the 9th, they can get a chance to hopefully score the winning run.
Josh Williams standing in, runners at first and second for the Panthers in the 9th inning, but nobody out here in this frame. This is taken high for a ball. Man, you feel pretty good about the Oilmen finding a way to eke out a run or 2 in the bottom of this 9th. So this becomes a huge, huge inning. And the count 1 ball and no strikes, because if the Panthers can tack on, that could really deflate the Oilmen here in the top of this ninth. Here comes the 1-0. Swinging a ground ball toward third. Diving stop by Anderson. Throw to second is in time. What a play by Anderson. It goes as a fielder's choice. 5-4 on the first out of the inning at second base. Rainey advances to third on the play, and Williams safe at first. But they get the first out on a solid play at third base by Logan Anderson. Had to lay out for it. 5-4 the score. 1 out. The Oilmen middle infield will look for something they can turn, with Crowell due next. 5-4 in favor of the Panthers. Here comes the pitch on the way, taken for a strike, and the count 0-1.
This is really dangerous. Buckholz really needs to find a way out of this inning as a man stands on third if they want any chance to win this ball game.
0-1 swung on and lifted foul off to the right and out of play. The count 0 balls and 2 strikes on Crowell. 5-4 in favor of the Panthers as we play inning number 9. Williams the runner at first, and a big run at third base is Lamb. Here's the 0-2 from Buckholz. Swinging a line drive. It's caught by the second baseman. Brenna, his throw to first is going to be in time for a double play, as this is actually Comia now at second base. Comia makes the catch on the hot smash, and then he doubles up the runner at first. The throw is a little offline at first, but they're able to get the out on a double play. And the Oilmen escape with no damage in the top of the ninth. We go to the bottom half. I know you won't go anywhere tonight. It's the Panthers 5 and the Oilmen 4 on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
The Jed TV Sports Network is now the exclusive home to 8 schools. Subscribe today for a full year of sports coverage by using code JEDTV50 at checkout. Visit JEDTV.com for more information.
It's common for back patients to have a lot of questions, but at Midwest Orthopedic Specialty Hospital, we ask a lot of questions too. We want to know about their jobs, their hobbies, their lifestyle. Because spinal conditions are oftentimes complex and multifaceted, the best solutions take into account work and lifestyle. The spine is at the basis of everything that we do and who we are. For us, surgery is not the first priority. Finding the least invasive option to give you your life back is.
These days, it's recommended that you keep your social circle small. Of course, as the original light beer, we've always recommended that. It's Miller time.
Hold up, now do what you do. Get loud, go ahead, get loose. Get down to business, tell everyone nothing's off limits. You can have anything you want.
Well, the Oilmen are going to win this game either in walk-off fashion or not at all here tonight, and they'll try to make it the former in the bottom of this ninth inning, as they will send up the lower third of the, but it's different with the fact that they've made some substitutions during the game. Brennan Phillips, Amir Wright, and then the third scheduled hitter would be Suchowski in this inning. And so let's see it all unfold to the bottom of the ninth inning. Scanlon is still pitching for the Panthers. He's trying to close out what would be a 4-inning save if he can do it. Here comes the first pitch, taken low and in for a ball. The count 1 ball and no strikes. Let's run it down for you. The starters are actually the pitchers of record. The lead changed hands right as the kind of as late as it could, while still having the starters as the pitchers of record. Here's a ball fisted towards short. This is fielded by Skamashi. He throws to first in time. That's a big first out. A broken bat for Phillips. 6-3 the putout goes, and 1 out in the inning now. But Jones is in position for the win. Noe is on the hook for the loss, and Scanlon is trying to nail down the 4-inning save. The Panthers are trying to improve their record to 4-6. They're trying to notch a third straight win that followed a 6-game losing streak. The Oilmen, as Wright stands in. Here's the first pitch. It's taken for a strike. They're trying to avoid seeing their record slip to 500 at 4-4, and they're trying to avoid seeing their 4-game winning streak come to an end here tonight at Oil City. Here comes the 0-1. It's outside for a ball, 1-1. One ball, one strike. An unusual line score as well, with the Oilmen out hitting the Panthers 9-4, but trailing the column that counts 5-4. Here's a strike, and the count 1-2. Again, the 6th inning was crucial. It looked like this: E4, single, walk, walk, pitching change, walk, fielder's choice RBI, walk. The 1-2, bouncing ball up the middle is going to leak through for a base hit. The tying run is on here in the 9th inning. Ground ball single up the middle by Wright, and the Oilmen have the tying run on base, and he does have great speed in Amir Wright.
And that was just perfect contact to just line it straight past the pitcher, exactly where he wanted to put that one if it was going to be a grounder. And now Suchowski has a really good chance to put him in a scoring position and give Little a chance to end this ball game.
The question is, do you roll the dice and put him in motion here? Last out, and Ryan Little is the only thing standing between the Panthers and a road win here tonight.
And if there is one man up at the plate that you want to be hitting this ball right now, it may be Ryan Little. Between him and Jaden Comia, he gives them a really good chance at
And the Oilmen have leveled the score. It's Northwest Indiana 5 and the Panthers 5.
And that's exactly what I was talking about, just getting the pop up there with the contact, getting it right over the shortstop's head, and Amir Wright with the crucial steal right before that at bat to make sure that he could easily in.
Right. And Little with the looping. 5. And now Kevin will try to find a way to score Little to win this game in the regulation 9. Here comes the next pitch. This is high and outside for a ball, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes on Denty.
And the last thing you want to do is walk Denty and bring up Logan Anderson, who has very, very good power.
Here's the 2-0. It's taken outside for a ball, and it is 3-0, and a walk would push the, perhaps most importantly, it would push the winning run scoring position, and then Logan Anderson would have a chance to starters will receive no decisions. We've reset everything here, and the pitch is taken high and in for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Logan Anderson gets away from the runner. Little at second. The winning run. Pleasant night, not a the last few nights. Here's the this inside for Scanlon, who is starting to lose it here for quite a while and has thrown a good number of pitches. And now all of a sudden he's having a little trouble with the zone. He walked empty a moment ago. He's behind 2-0 on Anderson. Here's the 2-0 to Logan. He takes low for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Should Anderson walk or reach in some other manner without a run scoring, and then Rossi would come up and bat next. 3 balls and no strikes. 2 outs. 5-5 the score. Bottom of the 9th. Winning run at second. Here's the 3-0. He takes a strike. He was taking all the way. Anderson probably, maybe, if he really liked it, could have had the green light. Little from Scanlon, and here it is. It's taken for strike 2 called. Anderson was a step toward first. Art Garcia called strike 2, and we go full at 3-2. And now the runners will be in motion, and now Little will certainly score on a base hit to the outfield. 5-5 the score in the bottom of the 9th inning. We've gone about as far as we can go in this 9th inning. Set is Scanlon. He leans in. He gets the signs from the catcher Crowell. And here comes his payoff pitch. And it's inside. And the bases are full of Oilmen.
And this could very well do it with just a blooper in the outfield. You gotta wonder if they're gonna make a pitching change here. They will not.
I think this moment in this inning fall on the shoulders or on the arm of Anthony Scanlon right here. 5-5 the score. Trying to get us. Swings and winds one to left. This ball's going to win the game. It's off the wall. Oilmen wins 6-5. A walk-off single for Ethan Rossi off the brick monster and left. And the Oilmen rally. They were down to their final out, but they come from behind and beat the Indiana Panthers here tonight by a score of 6-5. The win streak lives to see another day. The Oilmen win their 5th straight game, and they beat the Panthers tonight in heroic and dramatic fashion by a 6-5 score. Rossi, the walk-off single. Little scores the winning run after he drove home the tying run with 2 outs in the 9th. And the Oilmen, who look like they're big and win it in walk-off fashion. Thanks to everybody involved in our broadcast for a job well done tonight. Charlie Harris, Nick Kane, and John Janiga were with us. Zach Carr, of course, producing the game. For Jackson Baker, Brandon Vickery saying, I hope you enjoyed. Once again, the Oilmen walk off and beat the Panthers tonight by a 6-5 score. Please stay tuned for the postgame show. It's next. 7 o'clock. The Southland Vikings here at Oil City Stadium. It'll be Charlie and Zach, though. The postgame back. Broadcasting Network.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake?
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strack & Van Til. Now you know.
Hold up, now do what you do. Get loud, go ahead, get loose. Get down to business, tell everyone nothing's off limits. You can have anything you want.
Hello and welcome to Oil City Stadium. It's the first walk-off of the season. It came off of a line drive off of the brick monster out in left field. To score the tying run from third base with 2 outs. So some resiliency of the Oilmen. Zach, what'd you think of this 9th inning, and what'd you think of the Oilmen to come back in this one?
I thought for the Oilmen in this 9th inning was being able to be patient. There were 2 outs, really going for themselves, and being able to patiently wait for their pitch, like Ryan Little being able to battle, and obviously a couple walks. The Panthers got destroyed once there were 2 outs, and they were never able to get out of innings. A lot of errors in a couple of the innings, so it was great for the Oilmen the way they battled.
Yeah, the Panthers only hit 4 hits throughout the entire game, ending with 5 runs with 12 hits, and ended up winning this game 6-5. But the unsung hero of this game, I think, is Ryan Little. But regardless, it was a great way to cap off this night with a shot to the green, or to the brick monster out in left field. Very exciting finish, and Zach, probably the most exciting game we've seen this season.
Yeah, by far, and it was low scoring for most of the game, and then things started to pick up at the end. But this won't be the last time we'll see a walk-off here at Oil City Stadium. Definitely because not. It happens a lot more than you think. And that one, Ethan Rossi really got a hold of it. If that brick wall is not up there, that thing is going 350 home run, and everyone's piling at the plate.
That would have been sweet. Yeah. If it was left center field, that would have been
awesome. But a walk-off is a walk-off.
Oh, yeah. Still, certainly beautiful way to end the game. So, with that walk-off hit, makes the Oilmen improve to a 5-3 record. That's their 5th win in a row. So they are certainly firing on all cylinders, and they seem to improve every single game.
They really do. And this 5-game winning streak, you're going to have games like this, and this is how you keep a winning streak, is being able to battle back and win from behind. And that was an amazing win for the Oilmen.
So that's going to do it from Oil City Stadium. We will be back here again.